given and giving to them. And if this is the kind, then this India can be proud and India can be sure of its destiny and place in the comity of nations. A second one is good citizenship. Now the moment you say citizenship, we think of patriotism, we think of law-abiding people, we say you should pay our taxes correctly, you should love your country. It's all very true, all very true. But to my mind, good citizenship is a little more. Good citizenship is caring about the health of your country. And what is the health? Caring about Mother India. That's a theme of today's meeting here. Voice of the earth, which says, take care of the earth. It is ours, yours and mine. And then talks about listening to me and get awakened. That I don't know. I'm sure you must be quite awakened already. When I say love for the earth, let me mention to you, if you look at the polluting standards of the world, we and China are two of the worst. Who is worse, I don't know. But we and China are in the forefront of polluting the world. Look at the way in which you pollute our rivers, including Ganges. Look at the way in which you pollute our oceans around us. Look at the way we pollute our environment. Look at the way we destroy the trees. Look at the way we kill fish. It is estimated that there will be much fish to be caught by 2050, the way in which we are catching. And it's estimated that a good percentage of them are dying because you throw plastic and they eat plastic and they, like children, fish which eat plastic dies. And animals are driven out from their habitats. Now we are one of that awful people of the world who battle against the environment. And what was shown here was not just a sign, not just a symbol, but a real exhibition of the way in which we should embrace our land and say, we live with you and we live for you. God created us, God created animals, God created fish, and God created the birds. All of us have our own spaces. But in our greed, what we do, we invade the spaces of all of them. And we try to make sure those species are extinct. And therefore, the earth looks at and says, look, behave, otherwise I'll make you behave. Look at what happened recently. Almost 1/3 of Australia was under flood. Almost 1/4 of Pakistan went under flood. Hurricane Katrina has pulverized New Orleans in the United States a few years ago. Huge rains are lashing Brazil and hundreds have died. The Darfur killings in Sudan was basically because most of their place came under drought because there are no trees and trees are cut. I don't know whether you heard people saying the next war will not be for territory, it will be for water. It will be for water, the next war, and most probably in the Middle East itself, because that is where there is so much shortage of water. Mother Earth is angry with us. And if we don't embrace Mother Earth, it will take revenge on us, as it has done all around us in the past few years. Of course, tsunami was God's creation. It was not Mother Earth's creation, it's God's creation. But all others that are happening as Earth's creation. I come from a place which is known as God's own country, Kerala. And whenever I go to Kerala, I ask this question, compared to my early life, I spent only my time until about 19 and then I was outside Kerala. I asked the question, is it any more God's own country? I don't think so. I used to work for the Oberoi hotels long ago. I was a vice president in the company. And we had a hotel in Srinagar. And we used to go there in Srinagar several times and we used to go in these houseboats in Dal Lake. And I remembered what Shah Jahan said, if there is a paradise on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this. About Srinagar, about Kashmir. But you cannot say that anymore. India was a beautiful country. And I don't know whether it is today. But I'll tell you a few examples. I do various kinds of things, and just 3 days ago, I was in a steel plant in Madhya Pradesh. This is a Jindal steel plant. We were in a committee to recommend which is the best run steel plant in the country, best managed for Prime Minister's trophy. So before I went there, somebody told me, this Jindal steel plant is a steel plant in a garden. Said it is a garden. I never believed it. But when I went there, when I saw that 2,000 acres of land, that is where that steel plant is located, it is really a garden. Of course, this gentleman is a member of the parliament and a very different man. And Naveen Jindal is a great fellow. And he has converted the 2,000 acres of land into a beautiful garden. And in that garden is that steel plant located. I said, one man can do this. Why couldn't we do it? When I went to IIM Bangalore as the director a few years ago, I was not very happy with our garden. We had all the money that you wanted, resources that you wanted, people that you wanted, but our garden was bad. So I called all of them and said, the Malis and all that said, why are we like this? Why couldn't we make it the best garden in the city? And believe me, in 1991 February, we got the first prize for the best garden in the city. It can be done. It can be done. Some time ago I went to BHEL, Trichy. It's a place to see. They have planted almost 3 million trees in that township. It's a place to see. And so when we planted those trees, the children stood there holding that little saplings. I said, it can be done. And this place also is an example of that. In the context of children here, and the context of what they have shown us, to the parents and me, in 2020, we are supposed to be the 5th strongest economy in the world after US, China, Japan, Germany, India. We will achieve it. But for achieving that is not only education, not only technology, not only industry, not only infrastructure, we need one more. For an achieving society, we need achievement-driven people. And where do you get this achievement drive, achievement orientation? In the school and in the family. This is where there is a glorious partnership between the family and the school. And we need more and more. You know, the little girl came and welcomed us at that beautiful speech. I don't know where are those parents. You must be really proud. And you are building that child as one of the great winners of 2020. I'm sure she will be. And that is what a good school must do. Build winners, achievers, achievement-driven people. And we need, the society of 2020 need more such children. And in that way, I see this as a laboratory. When I was sitting there, I said, here is a laboratory, not physics and chemistry, human laboratory, where you make children achievers for tomorrow. It's a great thing. It's a great job. That's what I saw in action. I've come to the last part because I know I am, that is on habits. I don't remember the author who said this. A famous author once said, make your habits first, and that habits will make you. I'll repeat that. Make your habits first, and then the habits will make you. And what are these habits? Again, I saw many of them. Father said 5 o'clock that the function will start. I was so impressed. In spite of all these details and paraphernalia, it started at 5. That's a great achievement. We don't do it in many places. I was a student and I was a teacher and I was a dean at XLRI Jamshedpur, which is a famous management school. And there if we say a function starts at 6, we are exactly on 6. But that doesn't happen in many other places. The institute where I am the president, we always remind the students, look, you are going to be managers. Time is the essence of good management. That is the letter A in the alphabet of management. That is letter A in the alphabet of success. And there are several other things which we have to say that, but one of the important habits is respect for time. Starting things on time. But unfortunately, in many parts of India, we are perennially behind. We are perennially late. I one day heard somebody saying when a teacher was coming late, he said, oh, late Mr. Narayanan coming in. Late Mr. Narayanan. He was regularly late. Now this is the standard, your children and you. And I say this because when we compare the West and Eastern countries like even China now, Japan, Singapore, they all respect time. That's an important habit. Let me come to my final point. That's about school and leadership. The children who studied or teachers who teach history will remember about Napoleonic wars. Those famous wars. In the early part of 19th century, some 1802 to 1815, ending with Waterloo. When finally Napoleon was defeated and sent to St. Helena, I think it was Duke Wellington also commented, the battles against Napoleon were not won at the battlefield, but they were won at the playfields of Eton and Harrow. These are two famous schools. The battles against Napoleon were not won in the battlefields, but really at the playfields of Eton and Harrow. They were talking about leadership. Leadership provided by these schools. So if somebody asks me what is the hallmark of a good school, I would say build leadership for tomorrow. That is what distinguishes a good school from a poor school. Good environment from a poor environment. A leading institution as opposed to following institution. Fathers, you are doing a wonderful job. And I would like to compliment you and say, keep the flag flying and let this provide thousands and thousands of leaders for India 2020. Thank you and good luck.